The Sephora savings event is here. I'm not playing around. We're talking like just the best of the best of the best. Walking you through every single product, letting you know who are the best people I think that these products could work for. I'm going to be doing as in-depth reviews, swatches, demos as possible, while also trying to get through some products because I have a lot here. If you find the video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I will leave more sale links down below, as well as all of the products that I'm talking about today. And throughout the video, I'm going to be giving golden stars to the products that I think are the absolute best deals of the sale. So as we're going through, make sure that you are paying attention to my little gold stars. Number one, I want to talk about this foundation. This is one of my top recommendations of the entire savings event. It is the new Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. Now, I'm wearing it on my skin today. Do not be afraid of the term high glam. I like coverage as far as my base products go, and this gives you the coverage in the most natural, lightweight looking way. And on top of all of that, this lasts so well on the skin. I feel like oftentimes these kind of thin serum-like foundations get something wrong in that they can really dry out the skin, kind of exaggerate wrinkles, they can kind of cling to dry patches or even pores. Well, somehow they describe it as hydrating and blurring, long-wear radiant serum foundation. When I hear all of those things, I have alarm bells going off because there are so many foundations on the market that say that they do all those things and it's just a huge flop. I don't know what they did with this formula, but they really, really killed it. This is absolutely beautiful. And I think probably especially good for those of you with combination skin. If you find that, during the winter, your skin starts to get a little bit drier, I just have a feeling that those of you that like a really hydrated look, but do get oily will appreciate the longevity of this product, especially. But I have more dry skin and I still absolutely love the way it looks, the finish, the longevity, just really everything about it. And my second recommendation as far as base products, I'm only giving you guys two because for me personally, there are a lot of products like, a Cosmetic CC cream, that's a cult classic. I'll always recommend that product. But these are the two foundations that I'm like, I foresee these are best of beauty, like me going back and forth between the two of them as far as Sephora options. And that's the CL Tint and Protect. The reason I love it so much is my skin kind of like drinks it up and yet I'm still getting coverage. So there are a lot of skin tints on the market with really barely any coverage. Stick with me here, people. I think that you're better off going with a product like this that has a really good spread rather than going with a lot of product that has less coverage. I think when you start to really add a lot of skin tint onto the face with like not a lot of coverage, things can start to move around a lot, and I just love that I could use a little bit of this and it really spreads over the skin very flawlessly. I get this really kind of supple skin look. This is very much that everyday, just really good skin look, whereas this is gonna be a little bit more flawless. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. This is definitely not for someone with more oily skin though. So, but these are the top two recommendations for like as far as all base products. They're really excellent. Next category, we have concealers. There is a gold star for one of these concealers I'm going to mention. Here's the thing with concealer. If you're not familiar with my channel, one thing that you should probably know about me in general, but also like my reviews, is that I'm kind of a picky person. As far as concealers go, I'm already picky. I'm like insanely picky when it comes to concealers because I have hollowness under my eyes from like actual like tear troughs. So basically what I'm getting at here is that as far as my concealers go, I really need them to be light reflecting in a way that actually kind of conceals a hollow or is able to almost smooth out over it. I think it is possible. There are so many concealers on the market that do not do that. They will give you insane coverage. Will the darkness be peeking through still? Yes, because it's not reflecting light in the way of concealing that hollow. Pigmentation and hollowness are completely different. My first recommendation, and this is a gold star product for you guys, is the Tower 28 Serum Swipe Concealer. I'm wearing it under my eyes today. Actually, the shade DTLA is a really good shade for me because it's almost like a cross between a concealer and a corrector shade on me. It has a little bit, a touch of that kind of peachiness that looks really good under the eyes. Here's the thing about the Serum Swipe Concealer. It's around $22. If you're getting a discount on that, you are now in drugstore territory with a product that really exceeds every other concealer I've found at the drugstore. So I honestly, like during the savings event, I always go back and want to really highlight this product because it is now like essentially a drugstore buy. So you don't like anything really rich, but you like something thinner, kind of like with a really wide spread to it. That's when I would recommend the Tower 28 Serum Swipe. It also has more of a slightly like satin finish, so it's not really dewy. And I know some of you don't like that. Probably again, better for like normal to combination. Very dry skin, like very dry skin, I would recommend my next pick. It's Balm. I really highly suggest that one. And in fact, this duo, this pairing is exceptional. So first gold star of the video is going to the Tower 28 Serum Swipe for the best bang for your buck. Now my next selection is not a surprise to a lot of you. It is the Revealer Concealer from Kosas. This is my very dry skinned pick. It's almost like an eye cream meets a concealer. It has this really beautiful creaminess to it that helps to keep the skin hydrated. It has a beautiful medium coverage, but it also has the light reflection quality that actually helps the under eyes not look as hollow. In fact, I would almost say that if you are someone that really struggles with the hollowness, I think that the Kosas, because of the finish, will give you more of that concealed look as far as your hollowness over the Tower 28, but the Tower 28 from a textural standpoint, I think is going to get along with more people that want longevity. So it's just gonna depend on what you want. My third option is, because I'm kind of a crazy person, like I said, I'm very picky, I know what I like. It is a corrector, which is the Revealer Extra Bright from Kosas. As far as color correctors go, this is absolutely one of the best hands down. And I would say even if you have a concealer right now that you really enjoy, but you just want to look a little bit more bright, you want to kind of help conceal that hollowness a little bit, I'm gonna say maybe just keep your concealer pick even maybe and just try this out, incorporating it into your concealer routine. Even adding a touch of this into your concealer and mixing it could actually get you there. Now, something that I do all of the time is I'll take a little bit of the Revealer Extra Bright and then I will go in with the Tower 28. That way I'm kind of getting the best of both worlds. This is a really epic combo because you're getting the longevity from the Tower 28 and you're getting the light reflection that the Kosas is really good at doing. So this is a really good duo if you are someone like me that is absolutely crazy with your under eyes. One more corrector option though is the Tarte CC Color Correct. This is the light medium. I think they should come out with more shades, but I will say if you are really struggling with some pigmentation, but you also have dry skin, this is also a fantastic option. So if you prefer something thicker, you like more of this kind of cream texture, then you might actually like this and prefer this. I think that you have to go in with a light hand with this, but I do really enjoy it. It has been a favorite for a long time since the old packaging. But truth be told, I do reach for the Kosas Revealer Extra Bright in specifically the shade Illusion. That's the peachy one. I reach for this one more because I think it's harder to go wrong with it. Like, it really is just kind of like a swipe on the eyes. It's probably gonna look good product, and you will find throughout the entire video. Those are the products that I always prioritize for you guys. Those are the ones I always like to recommend. Now, I'm sure some of you are already thinking about powder, how to set the under eyes, all of that good stuff. look no further than the Kosas Cloud Set. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful powder for under the eyes because it's so barely there. Listen, there are a lot of people that will really tell you until the cows come home to pack on the powder. It's just not going to work for everyone. It will work for some people and it will not work for others. If you find that consistently your under eyes look dry and crepey, this is the only one that I would even think to put on under my eyes if I'm dealing with a lot of dryness. Sometimes I will even skip, but this is like beautiful soft wash of color. Like there's barely any real pigment to this, so think of it almost as a very, very light setting powder. I also love using it on my skin to set either of the foundations. I mean, I'm wearing it today. Either of the foundations that I talked about, the Ciel or the Natasha Denona. It will set them beautifully and everything will look a little bit more polished without kind of drying out the skin, without starting to exaggerate any fine lines, texture, or hollowness. Because something that people don't tell you is that if you just pack on the powder after you have like a very smooth look under the eyes, sometimes the hollowness will show back up. And it's because some powders are just not good for a really beautiful light reflective look under the eyes. So that is my 2 cents on that. As far as blush and bronzer goes, we're gonna get there in a second, but I wanna give a shout out to the Ciel Glow and Protect highlights because I think that there are a lot of highlights that kind of almost, especially cream highlights, that kind of remove the product that you already have on your skin. And I want to call out that this one is really, really lovely because it almost has a base pigment to it. It's because it's a mineral makeup product. There's SPF in here. But do you see how it just looks like insanely glowy skin? There's something really, really lovely about never worrying about your highlight kind of like taking off the makeup that you have. I am wearing it on my cheeks today. You can really see it there. I'll put this on right after my concealers. I'll kind of just like swipe the product over this area, tap it in, and it all like melts together. And then I'll go in with the Kosas, very lightly set it. But I mean, this sets down on its own. Like, this is not like a really dewy product now. It has set, it just looks exceptional. You know, Ciel does a lot of really good products. I honestly really like their concealer as well. The highlight is really the product I wanted to highlight for this video. I feel like it's an underrated find. It's very lovely. And by the way, that shade is the shade Piper. Way more cool toned if you want cool toned, but I love the shade Penny. Penny I almost use as like a blush topper. So see that? Oof. Let's talk blush and let's first start off with, I'm gonna call this another gold star find of the video. It's the Blush and Go from Sephora. These are their liquid matte blushes. And again, Sephora collection is 30% off for everyone during the entire sale. So this is like, this is insanely cheap. And I have the shade, what shade do I have? On the bright side. I'll give you guys a swatch. It is like this beautiful watercolor formula. So if you're even familiar with the Daniel Sandler watercolor blushes, this is an old school product. Very, very similar to that. Look at how it just smooths out and gives you that beautiful wash of color. I love using this even on top of powder. That's what I did today. I used the Kosas Blushes Life. Are they called Blushes Life? I used that in like the warm peachy shade just to kind of set everything. Then on top of that, I used that beautiful watercolor blush just to kind of give me a little bit of a rosy terracotta look, just to give the face a little dimension. And it's just fantastic. I really, really love this one. And if you like your blush to be very buildable, like you will get pigment out of this if you want it, but you don't want to just tap it on and then immediately there's a lot of pigment. This could actually be a really good option for you. So affordable and definitely has one of my gold stars for the video. I recommended it last savings event and a lot of you guys came back to me and you were like, thank you for recommending that. I love I love being your hidden gem finder. Other blush favorites, I'm gonna give it to Haus Labs as far as their cream blush launch. This is the shade Glossy Cayenne, but I love basically every single shade that I have. This is just the one that I am tending to reach for the most because it is very much that bronzer kind of look. There are, I'm telling you, I did a whole video kind of comparing and contrasting a lot of newer launches. For me, this was the blush launch that I was just like, every little sliver of hype that this product gets, absolutely worth it. It's very blendable. It has kind of a creaminess to it, so it kind of really easily wants to wash over the skin. So it makes it just a very kind of user-friendly product. It gives this really glassy, pretty look to the skin, but it also lasts. And I just find that my skin looks really radiant and healthy every time I wear them. They come in a ton of shades. They also have a radiance, but it's not like gloopy, sticky. Haus Labs is harder to find. It's not going to go on sale as often. So this is going to get one of my gold stars for the savings event. Any shade, really any shade. I would actually go on to Sephora's website and take a look at their swatches because the swatches are actually pretty freaking accurate. I feel like it's that blushing from within kind of look. I actually want to give you guys Haus Labs swatches really fast. So Glossy Ginger, Cayenne, and then we have Cinnamon. I love all three of these shades. Did I need all three of these shades? They're different enough. They're different enough, but I mean, just kind of depended on the look I wanted to go for. And last but certainly not least, the Dior powder blushes. I just have a soft spot for these. I love this red shade. Like the shade Cherry is when you just kind of like put it right on the tops, like the tippy tops of the cheekbones, it gives you this very like shy, coy, really, really gorgeous cherry effect. Like if you want to go a little bit more luxury as far as your blush combo, Haus Labs on the cheeks, setting it with just a little bit of the Dior, you're gonna, like, that is gonna last all day and it's gonna look insane. And as far as bronzer, my two main options are the halftone smoothing contour. So this is actually not technically a bronzer, but it's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. As far as a cream contour, the most natural, the most beautiful that I have found. I actually opted today to do contour instead of bronzer. I was just kind of feeling it, and it's just, let me show you a swatch of this really fast. It's like, you see how smooth that is? It just like wants to blend itself. There's nothing choppy or awkward about it. It's just very, very good as far as the formula. And it's, if you like to specifically like contour your nose, I was never really a nose contour person, and then this made it like so easy, and then I started doing it when I was on camera. It's just one of those things, like especially if you're doing, I would say like photography, wedding makeup, any like special occasion stuff. Like I would so typically not recommend contouring to a beginner just because it can go wrong so fast. But with a formula this freaking easy, makes me way more likely to. For bronzer, we have the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Stick. It's just the best cream bronzer in a stick that I have found. I will say I've had this one literally since like the launch, and I think it's actually started to go bad because it's starting to get harder to actually get the pigment out, which means it's probably time during the savings event to pick up a new one. For a cream bronzer, it has really excellent longevity. It has a sculpt. I used it on my sister on her wedding day because I can depend on it. It never wants to kind of not stick in certain spots. You know how some cream bronzers, like it doesn't want to stick onto the cheeks and then you get like a weird choppy look? Absolutely not the case with that one. If you guys have tried the new talc-free version of the Makeup by Mario, the powder version of the Soft Sculpt, please leave me a comment. Let me know if the formula has really changed, because that was also my holy grail powder. Insanely. Like, I can't even put into words how insanely good it is, but I hesitate to recommend it until I've tried the talc-free formula. So obviously just like feel free to give me your thoughts down below. I would love to hear, but This, as far as cream bronzer, that is my top rec. But no worries if the Makeup by Mario somehow, like that powder formula is somehow bad now. I'm like, I'm not gonna believe that because I don't think I really can yet. But if you want, let's say you really, really like a bronzed look, you like something with more base pigment, like this almost has coverage to it. It's the Gucci bronzer, really beautiful blend, also very matte. I have a feeling that those of you with oily skin or kind of visible pores and you do like something with more of a base pigment, like this has pigment. I think you actually might really, really enjoy this. I think it's better than a lot of the powder bronzers that like from the luxury side that people rave about, like definitely better than Chanel, definitely better than Charlotte Tilbury as far as their powder bronzers. So really, really like this one. This one's more pink. It's the shade 01. So kind of nice for me when I want something more pink. But good news for those of you with more of a light skin tone that leans cool. I think you would be a big fan of this. Now, let's go ahead and get into the eyes, shall we? So number one, let's go ahead and talk about the Major Dimension Eye Illusion eyeshadows from Patrick Ta. So I have the shade Still at the Club, just that shade as like the wet sparkle on my lids. I have something different in the crease, but that wet sparkle is that single shade from Makeup by Mario. It's insane. It's so lovely. I have told you guys like over and over that for me personally, I try out a lot of wet looking eyeshadows. These are expensive. There's no way around it. They're very expensive. I would not buy them unless they are on sale. That taupey wet glossy glitter is by far one of the best eyeshadows that I have used. There are others that are very beautiful, so you're not necessarily missing out on something if you don't want to buy it. But if I picked out my favorites as far as wet look, insane sparkle, just like very special, like those kind of special shades, very reminiscent of Pat McGrath, it would absolutely be this duo. I have two other ones, but they're just not the ones I reach for the most. Now, talk to my team. I would skip this one, by the way. I just don't think it's giving like special, special sparkle. And do you know who I am? If you're into like golds, go with this. If you like really, really warm tone looks, this is the one I would go for. I know they do have a new shade. Yes, I might buy it. We'll see though. And then if you like cooler tones, go with Still at the Club. I'm excited though to talk about what is in the crease of my eye, which is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes Longwear Cream Eyeshadow. You know what I really like about it is it's kind of like a fluffier formula. You know, there are a lot of formulas that are going very, very, very liquidy right now. This is the shade Taupe. It's a really, really good shade. This has this really lovely creaminess to it. It sets down on the eyes and then locks right in. If you are not familiar with my eyeshadow technique, it is always a liquid prep the base of the eye instead of an eye primer, like using a matte liquid shadow in the crease to stop the creasing and then going ahead with a really wet looking sparkle on the lids themselves. You could also go with one of the lighter shades if you have my skin tone to like go all over the lid, and that would also be a really good option. Next up, a product that is getting a gold star from me are the Kulfi Zari Eyes eyeshadows. They have a new shade that I am 100% buying, like probably right after I get done with this video. By the way, I'm giving you guys my wish list, but if you want to actually see a haul video, please leave me a comment down below. I'm going to be in my comments really helping you guys pick out products, and like I want to hear your feedback if a haul video would be helpful so you can actually see like the new launches that I bought ahead of the end of the sale. So it's a very like moussey gel texture. Mine has admittedly dried out a little bit, but it's still like on the eyes, it still looks exactly the same, so I don't like really care at all. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I like broke the side of it on the Bronze Brocade and then it dried out because I didn't take care of it. That's the shade Bronze Brocade. Like, are you kidding me? You get so much in here. So that's why I wanted to give it a gold star because one eyeshadow like this is gonna last you forever. It's going to be perfect to just swipe all over the eyes. Selfie also is a product that doesn't go on sale as much because, again, it's not available at as many retailers, which is why I also wanted to give it a gold star and mention it. This is Sephora Sparkles. This is their more like pinky kind of shade. And you can see that's what the texture looks like when it hasn't dried out. So that's what it looks like when it has not done that. And it's very, again, it's just like so smooth. It's almost like a gel. And yet the twinkle, the wetness, it's insane. This is one of the most unique formulas out there. I need to try more out from Kulfi. Also have these incredible lip stains that you guys like have told me so many times, please try them, please try them, please try them. Okay, I hear you. I'm gonna buy one, or actually there's a set that I am hoping will still be in stock by the time I go to get it. But yeah, the new shade of the Zari Eyes eyeshadow looks like kind of insanely perfect. So we'll keep you guys posted on that if you guys want me to. So let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. I have 3 different options for 3 different people. Here's what I'm gonna say. If you have a lot of beautiful toppers, you have a lot of one and done eyeshadows, but you just don't have anything to really construct a look. You find that something is missing from your collection and it's probably not another sparkly shadow. There's a good chance you might just need a really good go-to matte palette. That's when I would say, like, time and time again, the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. You guys can see I already like took out 2 of the shadows in here because I travel with them, but you get the cream, like putty texture, and then the powder corresponding shade to set. This is like, this is an artistry palette for sure. Danessa Myricks is an incredible artist. I just think it's a perfect product. I use it, you guys can see, like all of the time for my wing liner. So versatile, really just exceptional. They also have a more cool toned version now. This is more warm toned. If you want something cooler to like almost the like berry side, I would go with the other one, but it's just exceptional. Just the formulas are so smooth, so blendable, and I love that you have the creams and the powders to set. Just, it's a fantastic one. I've recommended it, I don't even know, like 4 years during the Sephora savings event. My other product would be for someone that just wants an all-in-one palette. If you really enjoy the kind of signature looks that I do on my channel, which is a little dark wing, a little like defined crease, and that wet looking shadow on top, this I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona is it's gonna give you all of it. Are you kidding me? All of the shimmers are so lovely. I think if you are, especially I would say low to medium contrast, this is a very, very good palette. And I like this one because it leans slightly more cool toned. So if I want to do all cool toned, or even like, this would very much go with this outfit kind of thing that I'm going for today. But to me, it's been like every single look I do with it is amazing. Like I've never had a bad makeup day when I'm using the I Need a Nude, or definitely more for a light to medium skin tone with low to medium contrast. Finally, the Urban Decay. This is a new palette. This is their Naked Shaped Multitasking palette. What's interesting about this one is it's kind of a combination of 2 of the palettes that we just talked about. You have 3 creams in the middle. They're like 3 little putty textures in the center. You have a bunch of mattes, and then you have wet glitters that are in like the very iconic like Space Cowboy formula from Urban Decay. Like that shade right there is very, very close to like Space Cowboy, which is why these days, if I'm going for a whole look, I'm just gonna pull out this. It just makes it super easy. You can see I'm using the creams. My liner, I'm using some of the shades along here for the crease, beautiful powders, and then the wet sparkles right on top. This was a very smart launch for Urban Decay, and I've really, really been enjoying it. And that's why this is actually getting my gold star for the sale, because you get everything. You get creams, you get powders, you get wet sparkly top coats. You get everything when you have a palette like this. And there's a warm version and a cool version. So they kind of thought of everything with this one. To round out the eye category, we have the duo. This is like, and I want to say like maybe 75% of my videos, if I'm wearing a mascara, it is the Tarte 28 Make Waves. And if I've curled my lashes, it is with the Shiseido eyelash curler. You guys, I can't even express. This is the duo. Like, they are just absolutely exceptional. The Make Waves comes in both a black and a brown. And for the savings event, they have a duo set, which makes not the Make Waves itself the gold star, but that value set is definitely gold star for me. It's just like a perfect, of course I need to stock up, so I might as well just pick that up kind of thing. Gives you insane length, a beautiful framing to the eyes, but it builds really slowly. So you can get a very dramatic look. You can get a very everyday look. So it's also a very versatile mascara, which makes it to me even more worth the money. And then of course the Shiseido eyelash curler, it's so luxury. I can't overstate the importance of a really good eyelash curler that is not going to hurt the lashes or your eyes. If you're still using a flimsy eyelash curler that just does not give you a long-lasting curl, kind of feels like it's hurting you, please try the Shiseido eyelash curler. And I will say, I know for a fact that it is something that sells out during the Sephora savings event. So I wouldn't wait on that one. There are other products that I think you could wait on, but I don't think you can really wait on that one. Now we're gonna do setting spray before we get into lips. Then we're gonna get into skincare, fragrance, and hair. There are a lot of really good deals there. Speaking of value sets, both of these setting mists have value sets. So try to just get the value set rather than the singles of this. So the Charlotte Tilbury, it is the most long lasting and mattifying setting spray that I've used that also doesn't dry the heck out of my skin. Really perfect for special occasions, but doesn't feel like you're just like putting hairspray on your face. But if you want to go like heavy duty, waterproof, transfer proof kind of thing, go with the one size. On Halloween, I had a bit of makeup on and I kind of just like doused my face in this and then it didn't move all night. This is an intense one. It's very intense, so it's not an everyday product. I don't recommend putting something like this on your skin every day. The Charlotte Tilbury I could do that with. So let me show you. I'm just gonna do this half of my face so we can see how it mattifies. So that is it without. That is it with. Can you guys see it's subtle? It just kind of feels right now that like everything has been like. Now the lip balm, I did a whole big roundup of a ton of like squeezy tube lip balms. This was, if not number one, number two. It was actually probably a tie. From EADEM, the Le Chou Chou Lip Softening Lip Balms. Now, EADEM is another brand that is really only available at their website and Sephora, so they are getting a gold star for this video. If you've been wanting these are really, really lovely for both repairing the skin and just being a lovely looking makeup product. They're very luxury feeling between like the actual metal applicator. The shades are very luxury looking. Again, Fig Sauce is just kind of like perfect for every day for me. But there's also just a little bit of chemical exfoliant in here that helps to slosh away the dead skin on your lips as you continue to wear it. So you're not gonna feel it. There's gonna be like no tingling or like physical exfoliants in here at all, but it's a lip softening kind of product. And that's what you want to look for. I can't even stress this enough. That's what you want to look for when you are looking for a really good lip balm for the winter, if you already have a layer of dry skin on your lips. So let me give you guys some swatches. I have boba sauce on the top, and this is a little bit deeper, more for like if you love these kind of chocolatey shades, you're gonna love that one. And then Fig Sauce, again, is my most used. It just kind of goes with everything. It's such a lovely, lovely product. Not sticky, but very enveloping and plush. And I love that there's decent pigment to these without it kind of looking like milky and weird. There are a lot of weird, milky, glossy, squeezy tubey lip balms right now, and these are not that. Another incredible option is just OLEHENRIKSEN Talc Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This is cocoa cream. There are a lot of shades to choose from now. And this is for those of you that love more of a gel kind of texture. Really, really, really shiny. Definitely shinier than the EADEM. Now, by the way, the EADEM smells like almost like a soft blueberry pancake. It's not really, really sweet. The ones from Ole Henriksen is more just like kind of typical vanilla. I'm gonna put on a little bit of this actually, just to show you the difference in like the shine. You can see way more shine. Prefer glossy, 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 really like fill in the lines of the lips. You're probably better going Ole Henriksen, and honestly as a makeup first like aesthetics product, I would probably go Ole Henriksen. I talked about this in my big roundup video where I tried out like a freaking ton of lip balms. These ones won in my video because they have the ingredients to back up their claims. Honestly, I really love lip product this time of the year, really all times of the year. I want to call out though, the Glossier Buff Lip Liner. I just feel like people don't talk enough about the Glossier lip liners. They really, really last. They're stiff enough to kind of really make an impact as far as overlining the lips. Colors are really lovely and dialed in. They're very much no makeup lip liners. It is the lip liner on my lips today, by the way. I feel like it keeps all of the, like if you tend to go very glossy lip balm vibe as far as your lips, this will kind of keep all the lip product in your lines. Like it does a good job of helping with longevity in that way. Two more lip products that I've talked about on my channel for a really long time. And when I was thinking about lip products to collect kind of for this video, there was something in me that really wanted to go back and recommend the Signature Lips from Merit because I just think there's something so timeless and classic. A sheer lipstick that isn't super glossy. So this is Le Avenue, really, really beautiful shade for the fall. And I just love how they feel so effortless. They look so chic. We'll always love these from Merit. And then again, another classic, the Hourglass Volumizing Lip Balms. So this is the shade Rise. I just feel like this is kind of like a perfect soft nude for someone like me. Just like kind of barely there. It doesn't look like much, but like essentially really, really plush lip gloss sticks that have this lovely balminess to them. There are absolutely though some really good options in this category in the K-beauty world. So if you're interested in those, definitely make sure you're subscribed because I do a lot of videos on my channel comparing Western and Eastern makeup products. Let's go ahead and talk fragrance and skincare. Let's first start off in fragrance, I think. A total of 5 fragrances, and I'm going to let you know within each fragrance the best of the best fragrance is for each kind of person. So, first of all, we have Dead Cool. Dead Cool is a brand that they're just like, ugh. I love that they have brought such complex, insanely beautiful scents at the price point that they are. And Dead Cool actually has a value set right now, and that value set is going to have my gold star. You get to try a bunch of different Dead Cool fragrances all in one, and I just think that it's a great bang for your buck and a great introduction into probably my favorite fragrance brand. I think it's probably a tie between Dead Cool and the other fragrance brand I'm going to talk about. But let's first talk about my newest full size, which is Mochi Milk. And I'm gonna put on Mochi Milk because I don't have any fragrance on today. This is Best of Beauty 2025. Newest launch as far as fragrances go. They released it in the spring, I believe, or like late spring. Mochi Milk is, so if you are a fan of milky, strawberry-y gourmands, a gourmand that feels, it just, somehow it's very clearly gourmand, and yet there are so many brands out there that do gourmand where it's like really sickeningly sweet syrupy. The rice really kind of like cuts through that sweetness. Like the mochi, like the little mochi itself isn't overly sweet. This is why this is so good, is it really captures the balance of the actual inspiration. Like they really did an incredible job with it. I really, really love it, you guys. And if you are into milky, strawberry-y, milkshake kind of vibe, you're gonna love this. But if you like something cleaner, if you haven't tried Extra Milk from Dead Cool, I mean, it's very much like you naturally smell really good. Now, the other fragrance I'm going to talk about is Missing Person from Fleur. We'll talk about that in a second. This is a lighter version of Missing Person. Missing Person is, for lack of a better word, it's a little sexier. It's a little bit more intense, I think. There's even more warmth to it. Extra Milk is basically like a no fragrance fragrance. They have their Dead Cool Milk and then they have their Extra Milk. Extra Milk, go with Extra Milk because it's going to give you more longevity than the original. And so it's also a really good layering fragrance. If you want, like, if any of your fragrances feel really acidic, abrasive, putting this on just creates this really lovely wash of warmth. Makes it so your fragrance collection now has like 50 new fragrances. Like, you can really, like, this really takes it to another level in a different vibe. So love, 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 love that one as well. And then Taunt. I would say Taunt is, it's very sexy gourmand. It has more edge. I want to say, like, I'm not sure why this hasn't been declared like the cool girl gourmand, but that's what I get out of this. It's musky, it has sandalwood, but if you have, like, if you struggle with some spicy warm fragrances being like hit you over the head with sandalwood, really like give you that like weird headache thing, this is like the perfect mix between sweet, almost like, I want to say like creme brulee, like burnt sugar. Like, you know, that perfect balance between the lovely cream and sweetness of the creme brulee custard itself, but then you have that little bit of burnt edge from the sugar. This definitely has that. And obviously it has like actual woodsy notes to it, like with the sandalwood, but it's just so good. It's so, so good. And so that's why that set that they have is definitely a gold star for the video. So I will say, as far as Fleur goes, so we're going to get into Fleur, Missing Person is often in a lot of Sephora sets. If there is a set that has a version of that has Fleur in it, you can usually get it at a deeper discount than just getting this alone. So I'm going to leave it down below if I can find one. But usually I feel like every year Fleur comes back into a set with their Missing Person because this is really what put them on the map. And for me, for good reason, this is like your no makeup fragrance, but amplified. So it's like nighttime version of Your Skin But Better. So it has more intensity, fresh laundry and skin, but not soapy, not like floral, just really musky, like white musk smell, which I guess is technically floral, but it just smells like skin. It's so, so lovely. However, the best woodsy fragrance that I have ever had is Father Figure from Fleur. I've gone through multiple of the travel sizes. One of the most unique fragrances that I have. It's figgy, it's woodsy, but it still has like the sweetness, softness because of the fig. It's masculine, but it doesn't smell like you're wearing like a cologne. I feel like whatever it's doing on my skin, I really feel like it's doing something that I have not seen a lot of other woodsy fragrances do. A lot of them just go so woodsy, bone dry. This doesn't have that dryness that a lot of those fragrances have, and it doesn't have the like incense note. Kind of my perfect fall winter fragrance. As far as fragrances go, if I don't want to do gourmand, I'm doing Father Figure. It is definitely a holy grail for me. Now let's talk about skincare, because I'm a very, very, very skincare obsessed person, but I use and like a lot of like a good range. Like, there are a ton of drugstore products I love. There's a ton of like really luxury skincare that I love. Here's something that I will say. If you deal with hormonal acne, I do personally. I have dry skin and hormonal acne, so it's just like a really lovely combo for me. Using an exfoliating cleanser, a very gentle one, every single day, it has been a game changer for me. The Merit Great Skin Double Cleanse Face Wash. So this is like kind of like a milky texture. It's biphase, but you shake it up, it goes milky, and it's a foam. This is a very, very gently, lightly exfoliating product. Well, it will just help any of the dead skin kind of very softly slosh off every day without you needing a heavy duty exfoliator. Some of you could actually see better results using something like this every day than some really heavy exfoliators every day, because those can come with a whole host of problems if you're not careful. For me, I'm way more about consistency with something like this than trying to use an exfoliator that is like 20% glycolic acid every like month. I think that this is actually a much better fit for me and my personal skin. As far as like toners or mists, I have, these are like my two main recommendations. The Tarte 28 SOS, it's just, I don't go anywhere without it really. I have a mini in my purse, I have one in my bathroom, I have one in this studio makeup room. So let me tell you like three of my top reasons I use it. One, especially in the winter when we're all getting kind of sick, if you're on public transportation, airports, all of that kind of thing, this will keep all of that bacteria from just like sitting on your skin for long periods of time. And it's really good if you have like allergy prone skin. I love it for shaving because I can pretty much sanitize both my face and my tools before I'm shaving. I won't break out when I'm doing that. Really was a huge game changer for me with that. Using a hypochlorous acid mist, like after you brush your teeth, for example, is going to make perioral dermatitis less of an issue. Those kind of situations really helps it from happening, especially if I can't like wash my face in a while. If you've been interested in using Ectoin or you're just looking for a really, really good spray-on toner, the Glazing Mist from Rhode is lovely. Actually, ironically, I'm pretty sure that it was removed from their PR list, which I'm not sure why. For whatever reason, I think so. Either way, I really, really love Rhode skincare, and I have another product that I'll recommend in a second. So this glazing mist, it's so thin, but think of it almost as like a spray-on protectant. It adds this layer of hydration and then kind of seals it right in really quickly. So it's not like a mist that's gonna give you an insane glow. If you really want that glow, probably better off going with like their glazing milk. That's gonna kind of give you that hydrated milky toner vibe. For me, this is a formula that actually is doing something really cool. It has an incredible balance of being very lightweight while also being very protective. It's the well thought out, consistent products that are going to make the biggest difference. It's like right after the shower, you go straight for the glazing mist, immediately on damp skin, and then go in with your moisturizer. It's like these small, consistent habits. It's just, I have noticed that it just makes my skin really resilient. A huge game changer for me for my nighttime skincare routine, which is the barrier butter. I don't think I want to go through winter without this. So it's this barrier buttery cream and it seals in everything. And it is like a sealant, it's a protectant, and yet it's not like gloopy, gluey, kind of sticking to your pillow kind of feel. When I am using a retinol, or if I have been consistently using a benzoyl peroxide, for example, this really helps check my skin and get it back to a very balanced place. Again, think of it as just a more elegant, just as effective like Cicaplast. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a gold star for the video because you only need a little amount to be able to get a discount on this and only need such a small amount. I think it's gonna save a lot of my viewers' faces in the upcoming winter months. I will say it's a nighttime product or a no makeup product. Like don't use this under makeup. But moisturizers that are good under makeup, either moisturizer from Dew. So this is actually one of their sets I think you can get at Sephora right now. Instant Angel, as well as the Air Angel, and a key as well to twist them up. Whether you go with the Air Angel or the Instant Angel, really, I think depends on your skin type and what the rest of your skincare looks like. So for me, I didn't think I was gonna be a huge fan of the Air Angel because it's lighter. I think that this, as far as gel creams go, is one of the most deeply nourishing and balancing products. And also, I just find in general that both of these look really lovely under makeup. I love Instant Angel, again, for when my skin is feeling more dry, it's probably not going to be as like deeply protecting as some super, super rich moisturizers, but it's a good balance, especially in the winter when I want to wear makeup. But there is a part of me that actually thinks that Air Angel is more impressive for it being so lightweight and also so deeply nourishing. I think it's actually a super, super special product. The set is a really nice way to be able to try out either. But I do have to give a big shout out to the Dynasty Cream from Beauty of Joseon because this is, it's very similar to Air Angel, I would say. I would say that this is maybe a little bit wetter. It kind of feels like there's a little bit more water to the Beauty of Joseon than the Air Angel has. Again, I think doing a routine of something like the glazing mist from Rhode and then sealing it all in with a little Dynasty cream onto the sunscreen, I think you are really building a solid hydrating, nourishing routine for the winter. I think a lot of you already know that I struggle with hormonal acne. These are my favorite recommendations for those of you that also struggle with that and you are looking at products to help you during the Sephora savings event. So Paula's Choice, the daily clearing treatment, 2.5% benzoyl peroxide, which is just as effective as these 5%, 10% active benzoyl peroxide treatments. But just because the percentage is higher does not mean that it is going to be as effective, especially because it's more drying. It's more likely to irritate your skin. Benzoyl peroxide is better for those really deep cystic breakouts. But I will say when I have a pimple that's kind of, I want to come to a head or it already has, and I want to like, you know, obviously do an extraction without doing an extraction, I'm going to use something like the Peace Out Acne Patches. These really have, like they really get all the gunk out. They are thick enough to do that. The OG, I know they have the day dots. Those are better for like trying to like conceal, not really be as obvious with it. But if you want like just effectiveness, I would go with these. They have these new early stage ones that I haven't tried out yet, but I'm interested in seeing what the micro darts do for more of a cystic breakout. And again, something like the Merit as the cleanser for every day is going to kind of very slowly help keep things in check. By the way, the Astura Aloe Barrier Cream, it's out, but that is like, I almost want to say I love it even more than the Beauty of Joseon because it's this perfect balance between being a thicker cream, but it's like so it just melts right into the skin. But the Beauty of Joseon is good for someone that really likes rice water, that kind of brightened, replenished, watery kind of feel, like very refreshing. The Astura does have a really good value set, and you get their cleansing foam, which I love. You get the cream. All three are really, really good and really good for travel. I bought that ahead of my Paris trip because I wanted to have consistent skincare, and my skin did so well because I was just consistently using that. Next, we have Haircare. Now, I never do the Sephora savings event without the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day shampoo. In fact, let me just show you right now. I feel like I always do this. I'm just gonna do one side and then I'm gonna let it sit. I'll give it a zhuzh and you guys can see the difference in the volume. It is the best, and I really don't like a very crunchy feel on my scalp from dry shampoo. In fact, like if my scalp feels crunchy from it, I will immediately have to take a shower because it just like freaks me out. Like it's so good. I got a mini. Like I travel with this baby. But I also love the triple bond complex. I like this because it just, I feel like it's just a little bit easier than something like K18 or Olaplex. It's nice because I can just like throw it into my hair before I blow dry, but it's also kind of strengthening my hair. All right, I think it's probably ready to shake out. It's only, honestly, I could wait a little longer, but I'm not going to. So do we see how that like, this looks like fresh hair. This could be a little greasier. This looks fresh. I honestly probably should have started the video with this. I've tried a lot of dry shampoos and there are just so many that give me, again, that weird crunchy feeling. And this one is so lightweight. Now, I don't have the other product from JVN, but I love their hair gloss. So good for a special occasion. Like right after a conditioner, it just gives you like, ooh, really silky, sleek, kind of glossy looking hair. But I also think that their blowout milk is underrated because it acts as a hair protectant and almost like, think of this almost as a cream hairspray. So I don't like my hair to feel untouchable. This is really good to add to damp hair to make a blowout last long or any style last long without relying on a ton of crunchy feeling hairspray. It just kind of gives everything a little bit of hold. But Amika is really good. I love their Wizard. I mean, Wizard is like, this is a classic product. I would say, but I will say don't get the travel size because I traveled with it and it exploded everywhere. So don't do that. But it is still really, really good. It just gives everything such a lovely glide without it being really greasy. Very good though for more coarse hair. And then their styling oil, I love for my ends. Like throughout the week, I'm taking a pump of this, putting it into the ends to protect everything. And for me, I feel like this is a more affordable version of like the Bumble and Bumble hairdresser's oil. I really, really enjoy this stuff. It's the Superfruit Star. And last but not least, of course, Color Wow Dream Coat. I mean, if you have heard anyone talk about this, like, is it worth it? Yes, it is absolutely worth it. But again, you don't want to use this every time you blow dry your hair. It's like every 3 to 4 shampoos. Use this when you want to seal in and get that really sleek look. Like if you plan on doing a really straight blowout, anything to give you that like insane mirror-like shine, Dream Coat. It's really good. And I recommend getting this over like their Color Wow mask or anything like that. I think the Dream Coat is their cult favorite for a good reason. I think it's the best. And now we talk about my wish list. I take the wish list very, very seriously. Number one, we have the new shade of the Zari Eyes. I already told you guys about that shade. I already forget the name, but that one's in the cart. I already know I'm getting it. But I also want to get the Kulfi Lip Stain Duo because these are a very creamy lip stain that isn't, it's not a very drying formula, but they also have quite a bit of pigment to them. So I feel like it could be a really nice option for the winter where you want a creamier lip product, but if you don't want to just go lip balm, that's going to give you more longevity without drying the heck out of your lips. At least that's what I keep hearing about the Kulfi Lip Stain Duo. I have a feeling this is going to sell it before you even get a chance to get it, but also on my list is the new Patrick Ta Duo. Again, this shade just looks, it's actually a pretty similar shade to the one from Kulfi, so I might try and pick between the two, but obviously I'm a big fan of the Wet Glimmers from Patrick Ta. Next, because I already love the Ole Henriksen Palette Preserve, I kind of want to get their travel little kit. They have like a mini set of these, which I feel like is such a good gift. They're so deeply nourishing that it just feels like a nice way to also try out some other colors, or you could just get the one that you want, you know? So I'm kind of on the fence about that, but I just love the idea of these mini lips that in a formula you already love that you can put like in your nightstand, in your car, and in your purse, like, or in your bathroom, like all the places where you want, like all the places where you typically need a lip balm, like in your purse or in the car. I feel like in the car is always where my lips dry out for some reason. You're never like without a lip balm because especially like out in public, it's like, it is a very, very uncomfortable feeling. There's also the Joe Malo London mini holiday set. I've been wanting to try their like graham cracker scent, their like holiday scent things, but they have a trio. I want to be able to get that to try everything. So that's on my list. I love a gingerbread scent for the winter. And again, with these sets, you already get a discount. That's what like makes them a little bit more attractive, hopefully in these gift sets. Next, the Mami Wata Barrier Strengthening Face Mist from EADEM, as well as their Cashmere Peel Gentle AHA Toner. Just after trying those lip balms, I'm wondering about this brand, what other products they're really good at, because I now trust them both from a makeup or like a cosmetics standpoint and also from a skincare point, because those lip balms hit on both perfectly. So let me know if you guys have tried anything from EADEM because I'm very interested, and both of those are on my wish list. LYS also has their new Airbrush concealer. Again, I'm so picky with concealers that I feel like I could really go either way with this one, but I am kind of interested. Next, we have the Seven Virtues Buttermilk Haze. fragrance from Seven Virtues. I actually really like their vanilla scents, and I love dates. Like, I really love dates. And what a perfect, like, I feel like dates are really good for the holiday season, like those kind of gourmands. So I would love to pick this one up. I'm not sure if they have a mini, but if they have a mini, I'm gonna get the mini, and then if I like it, I'll get the full size. I keep getting them confused. So the Seven Virtues is buttercream, which I love buttercream. I'm not sure if that's gonna be too sweet or not for me. But then Skylar has a double dates fragrance, and I haven't tried Skylar fragrances in a while. I've loved them in the past, so I'm really, really interested in this one. And then again, any of the Jo Malone. So if I don't get the ginger biscuit and spiced apricot duo, that's what it is. It's spiced apricot. If I don't get that duo, then I will get the trio. And if I can't get the trio, then I'll just get the travel spray of the gingerbread scent. Please leave me a comment down below if you guys have questions. I'm absolutely happy to help you guys. I'll leave a link down below to everything. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one.